Level 1 is the story of a boy who was almost invisible. In the dusty streets of Rosario, Argentina, Lionel Messi was so small that doctors said his body had actually forgotten how to grow. Most teams looked at him and saw a kid who was too tiny to survive a real match, but they were looking at his height instead of his feet. The moment a ball touched him, he turned into a wizard. He didn't just run, he glided over the grass like it was made of silk. He was nicknamed the Flea because he was small, lightning fast, and totally impossible to catch. Barcelona took a giant gamble on this little boy, signing his first professional contract on a literal paper napkin because they couldn't wait another second. This was the moment the world learned the ultimate lesson: you don't have to be the biggest to be the best. Level 2 is where the teenage flash was born. By 2004, Messi was 17, sporting long hair and a shy smile, but on the pitch he was a lightning bolt. He became the youngest player to ever play for Barcelona, and soon after he scored his first professional goal with a beautiful chip that left the crowd screaming his name. This version of Messi was all about speed and bravery. He didn't care if defenders were twice his size, he ran straight at them with a joy that made the game look like a playground. In 2007, he scored a goal so famous it shook the world, dribbling past 5 players from the halfway line, rounding the goalkeeper, and tucking the ball away just like the legend Maradona. He wasn't just a kid anymore, he was a superhero in the making, proving that even a teenager could conquer the world. Level 3 is called the glitch, because between 2009 and 2012, Messi actually broke football. His coach, Pep Guardiola, gave him a secret new role called the false 9. Instead of staying up front, Messi would drop back to confuse defenders, like a ghost they couldn't catch. It worked so well that in 2012, he did something impossible. He scored 91 goals in a single year. To understand how crazy that is, most famous players are lucky to score 30. He was scoring nearly every single game, sometimes 3 or 4 times at once. He won 4 Ballon d'Or Best Player in the World trophies in a row, and the world started asking if he was even human. At this level, Messi wasn't just playing a game, he was a master playing against beginners. Level 4 is called the trio because Messi finally found his perfect teammates, Neymar and Luis Suarez. Together, they were known as Mezen, and they were the scariest boss level ever seen. Most superstars have big egos and want all the goals for themselves, but these 3 were different. They were best friends who loved sharing. They had a telepathic connection, passing the ball without even looking, making the world's best defenders look like they were standing still. In their very first season, they won the treble, which means they took home every single big trophy possible. Over 3 years, they scored a staggering 364 goals together. It wasn't just about winning though, it was about the smile on Messi's face. Level 5 is called the teacher because Messi stopped being just a player and became a mentor. By 2017, he was the captain of Barcelona, but the team was changing. His old friends were leaving and new kids were coming in. Messi realized he didn't need to run the most to be the best, he started walking during games. To a 5-year-old, it looks like he's being lazy, but he was actually scanning the pitch like a supercomputer, looking for the perfect pass. This is also when the world discovered a secret. Years ago, Messi had actually bathed a baby named Lamine Yamal for a charity photo. It was like he was passing his football spark to the next generation. Level 6 is called the leader because 2021 was the year Messi's heart broke, then healed again. For 21 years, Barcelona was his only home, but suddenly the club had no money left. Messi had to say a tearful goodbye, crying in front of the whole world as he left his dream behind. It felt like the end of an era, but instead of giving up, he turned that sadness into a superpower for his country, Argentina. For years, people said he couldn't win for his home nation, but at the Copa America, Messi became a warrior. He led his team into the Lion's Den in Brazil and finally lifted the trophy he wanted most. When the final whistle blew, he fell to his knees in tears as his teammates mobbed him. He wasn't just a wizard anymore, he was a true captain who had finally conquered his greatest mountain. Level 7 is the World King, the moment Messi finally completed the game. Imagine playing a video game for 20 years and finally reaching the last most difficult level. That was the 2022 World Cup. At 35 years old, Messi was the oldest player on his team, but he played like he had a time machine. He didn't run the most, but he was the smartest person in the stadium, reading the game like a grandmaster playing chess. In the final against France, it was pure chaos. Goals, drama, and nerves. But Messi never blinked. When Argentina finally won, the whole world stood still. Messi was dressed in a golden robe like a true king, and lifted the trophy he had dreamed of since he was 5 years old. Level 8 is the global icon. After winning everything, Messi chose a new mission: to play for joy. He moved to sunny Miami to wear a bright pink jersey and show America the beauty of the game. At this level, he isn't proving anything to critics anymore, he's just sharing the magic. Even at 38, he's still curling free kicks into the top corner, while celebrities and thousands of kids watch in awe. But the most beautiful part of Level 8 is the full circle moment. Remember that baby from the bathtub? That's Lamine Yamal, and he's now a superstar, wearing Messi's old number. Messi didn't just win trophies, he left a blueprint for the next generation to follow. From a tiny boy who needed medicine to grow, to a king who conquered the world. Messi's story is proof that if you never give up, your dreams can become legendary. So, which level was your favourite? The 91 goal glitch or the World Cup king? Tell me in the comments. Hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching.